You've been bringing out some good information, right? Give me, matter of fact, give me Romans 8 and 16. Now let's read that real quick. Romans 8 and 16. Read that.
You got your fly?
All right, go ahead.
Call that number, man.
It's the book of Romans, chapter 8 and verse 16. The Spirit itself bears witness with our spirit that we are the children of God.
Read again.
The Spirit itself bears witness with our spirit that we are the children of God.
So our spirit bear witness to these things, right? Because these things happen to who? These things happen to us. We went into those, we went to slavery on them slave ships. We was the one picking the cotton in the cotton fields, right? We was the ones being shot down in the streets. We living at the bottom of society today. We was reading them things right out of the Bible. Why? Why do those things happen to us? Because we broke the laws, statutes, and commandments of God.
That's right.
All right? So how do you love God? How do you love God? How do you love Him? Believe Him, right? What else? Okay, let's see what the Bible say. Read that.
It's the book of 1 John, chapter 5 and verse 3. For this is the love of God, that we keep His commandments.
You know, so the Bible said this is how you love God, by keeping the commandments of God, right? Showing action. When you love somebody, you're going to show that you love them out by your actions, right? Just like you love your children. You show you got children. You show action by you take care of them, right? You feed them, you clothe them or whatever, right? That's showing that you love those children. Same thing God's saying. If you say that you love me, you got to show me that you love me. Now, he was about to go into the Sabbath day. Just what is the Sabbath day? You know about the Sabbath day? Because churches like to teach us what? Go to church on what? Sundays, right? But let's see what the Bible says, right? Read that about the Sabbath day. Read.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 8. Remember the Sabbath day.
God, he said, remember the Sabbath day, because we were going to forget when we get off the cargo slave ships, right? Read.
To keep it holy, 6 days shalt thou labor.
So he said to keep it holy, right? 6 days we should labor. What do you think holy means? The church, they throw that word around a lot. I'm holy, right? What do you think holy means? Holy means to be separate from everything else, all right? So when you separate yourself from everything else, God's laws is what makes us holy. Because the laws of God separates us from the world. We ain't out there doing what the world do. Like some men out there trying to mess with every woman that they can. No, the Bible says have one wife, right? Not no girlfriend, but a wife. Right, read it again.
Verse 9. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work. But the 7th day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God.
He said, this day is the 7th day. It's the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. He said he gave us 6 days to do all our business, right? Anything that we needed to take care of, he said take care of them in them 6 days. Read.
In it thou shalt not do any work.
We're not supposed to be working on the Lord's 7th day because he said what? He gave us 6 days to do what we need to do, right? So we ain't supposed to be working on the Lord's Sabbath day. Read.
Thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, nor thy maidservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle.
Nobody that's in your household should be working on the Lord's Sabbath day. Right? This day supposed to remember. Holy. This is what makes you holy. Being separate from all other people and doing what the Lord says do. Keeping the laws of God is what makes us a holy people. Or a set apart people. Give me Nehemiah. Give me Nehemiah, because he got statues right to go with him. Listen to this as you walking off, sis. Read.
The book of Nehemiah, chapter 10 and verse 31. And if the people of the land bring where any victuals on the 7th day to sell.
Wearing victuals is like goods or clothes, right, Reed?
That we would not buy it of them on the 7th day.
So we ain't supposed to be buying on the Lord's 7th day, right? We're supposed to prepare the day before to get everything that we need to keep us over until the 7th day is over with. Right? From Friday sundown to Saturday sundown. That's how we're supposed to keep the 7th. No buying, no working. One more as you walk out. Read that. Exodus 35.
Bring it up.
Exodus 35 and verse 3. These are things that we have to apply to our lives to get us up from the bottom of society today. Because God said he turned his back on us until we acknowledge these things. Read.
Exodus chapter 35 and verse 3. Ye shall kindle no fire throughout your habitations upon the Sabbath day.
So just like you see everybody going in these stores buying their cooked food and hot food, God said we ain't supposed to be cooking on the Sabbath day.
Right.
You're supposed to prepare your food the day before, right? What you gonna eat during the Sabbath day. Just what you a day like today, we ain't doing no cooking. So what you think we gonna eat? What you think we eat? No, because you gotta cook the fast food, right? Sandwiches, you can make sandwiches, right? Salads, right? You can eat fruit, all those different things that we can eat. Right, something that you don't have to cook because we ain't supposed to be eating or drinking anything hot. All right? Because the Lord said don't kindle no fire upon the Sabbath day. These are the things that we have not learned in the churches. And we got to start keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments of God. This is what's going to get us out of these conditions that we in. Okay? Give me Hosea 5 and 15.
Bring it up.
Hosea 5 and 15. Well, you do what you got to do. But listen, you can listen as you're walking on. Read that.
Hosea chapter 5 and verse 15. I will go and return to my place.
Say what now, sis? Well, look at he can give you that flyer. Look at the information and all this on the back of that flyer. So check the flyer.
I will go and return to my place till they acknowledge their offense.
See that God said that he was going to go. And he was going to return to his place until the blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians start to acknowledge their offenses. Start to acknowledge that they are in the midst of sin. Because just like I was teaching the sister today, today is the Lord's Sabbath day. We're not supposed to be out here buying and selling on the Lord's Sabbath day. We're not supposed to be out here working on the Lord's Sabbath day. God said that this day is supposed to be holy and separate from all other days. Give me Sirach 33.
Bring it up.
Sirach chapter 33 and verse 7. Right? Today is not an ordinary day. Today is not like yesterday. This day is a special day according to God. God said we're supposed to keep this day holy. Read.
Sirach chapter 33 and verse 7. Why doeth one day excel another? When as all the light of every day in the year is of the sun. By the knowledge of the Lord they were distinguished, and he altered seasons and feasts.
God said that he distinguished the days. God said that going to church on Sunday is just an ordinary day.
That's right.
God said that keeping Christmas and all those Thanksgivings and all those things are just an ordinary day according to God. God said keep the Sabbath day holy. God said keep Passover. God said keep Feast of Dedication and the new moons. God didn't say keep all of those other things. Give me Proverbs chapter 3 and verse 31. It's time for our people to wake up and come back to the laws, statutes, and commandments. God, and realize that you are the children of Israel, and you've been lied to for centuries. But we're going to come out here and give you the truth. Read that.
Proverbs chapter 3 verse 31. Envy thou not the oppressor.
God said, don't envy your oppressor. And all of you know who oppressing people today. All of you know what nation of people is oppressing another nation of people. It ain't hard to see. Look at our communities. Look at how we living in our communities. We are no oppressed people, right? We are no oppressed people. We trust in voting, right? We trust in their philosophies. We trust in all those things, and we still at the bottom of society today. Give me Zechariah chapter 8 and verse 17. When are we going to wake up as a people and realize that you are the children of this book? When are we going to start to ask questions and start to ask why we're going through these things that we go through in America? Why are we at the bottom of society? Read what you got.
Zechariah chapter 8 and verse 17. And let none of you imagine evil in your hearts against his neighbor, and love no false oath.
God said don't love no false oath. Stop trusting in their oppression. Stop trusting in voting. Stop trusting in thinking that the white man gonna come and save you out of something. He don't care nothing about you. That's why you still at the bottom of society today. Because you trusting in oppression. You trust in that thing and you live on that thing and you trust in it. That's why you at the bottom today. Read it again.
And let none of you imagine evil in your hearts against his neighbor, and love no false oath.
God said don't love no false oath. Even the Black Lives Matter movement. Oh yeah, don't be trusting in those things. Because all those things were set up by your oppressor. All those things were set up by your oppressor. We've been coming out here protesting to our people for days, for years, and our people still ain't waking up. Our people still want to follow after the ways of America. Give me Jeremiah chapter 11, verse 7.
Bring it up.
Let me get the book of Jeremiah chapter 11, verse 7. It's time for our people to wake up and come back to the laws, statutes, and commandments of God. Read that.
Jeremiah chapter 11 and verse 7. For I earnestly protest unto your fathers.
God rights movement. Protesting every time another black man gets shot down. And then you go right back and fall right back to sleep into society. Read it again.
For I earnestly protested unto your fathers in the day that I brought them up out of the land of Egypt.
God said he's been protesting to our people for centuries. And our people still hard-headed. And our people still don't want to listen to the commandments of God. Our people still don't want to hear the word of God. Our people love to trust in their pastors. Right? Our people love to trust in those oppressors. We're stiff-necked people according to God. Right? We are hard-headed people. We don't want to listen to God. We want to do our own thing. Give me Exodus 32 and verse 9. The book of Exodus chapter 32 and verse 9. Listen to what God said about the black man and the black woman. The Hispanic man and the Hispanic woman. The Native American man and the Native American woman. God is talking to you. Read that.
Exodus 32 and verse 9. And the Lord said unto Moses, I have seen this people, and behold, it is a stiff-necked people.
God said that you're a stiff-necked people because you don't want to obey God's laws. God said that you're a stiff-necked people because you want to go and worship other gods and not doing what God tells you to do. God didn't give you this. Right? When about people going to wake up and stop being so stiff-necked and hard-headed? Right? That's why God's going to continue to let you go through these things until we start to wake up as a people. Read it again.
And the Lord said unto Moses, I have seen this people, and behold, it is a stiff-necked people.
God said that we are a stiff-necked people because we want to follow after our own hearts. We want to follow after our own mind. We think that we know what's right. But listen to what the Bible says. Give me Proverbs chapter 3 and verse 5. The book of Proverbs chapter 3 and verse 5. This is what God says about following after your own heart. Read that.
Proverbs chapter 3 and verse 5. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto your own understanding.
God said don't lean unto your own understanding. Because when you start to fall upon your own understanding, you start to fall in the midst of adultery. You start to fall in the midst of sin, robbing, stealing, and killing. You start to fall in the midst of those things. But when you're keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments of God, that's when you start to obey God. That's how you show that you love God, by keeping His laws, statutes, and commandments.
That's right.
And today is the Lord's Sabbath day, and it's time for our people to come back to the laws, statutes, and commandments of God.
That's right.
Read it again.
Proverbs 3 and verse 5. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart.
God said trust in Him because He knows what's good for us. He knows what's bad for us. God said stop eating pork because pork is bad for us. God said stop eating those shrimps, crabs, and lobsters because those things are bad for us.
Right.
Those things are written in the laws of God, and those are the things that we have got away from. God said trust in Him because His word has been tried. Hey, give me that Psalms 18 and verse 30. Psalms chapter 18 and verse 30. Let me get the book of Psalms chapter 18 and verse 30. Read it real quick.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 18 and verse 30. As for God, His way is perfect.
God said that His ways are perfect. That's how you're going to be perfect, like the officer was just bringing out earlier. You're going to be perfect by following the ways of God. That's when we start to do well as a people, by keeping the commandments, keeping the law, statutes, and commandments of God. Give me Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 40. Let me get the book of Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 40. That's when we start to do well as a people. Read that.
Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 40. Thou shalt keep therefore His statutes and His commandments, which I command thee this day, that it may go well with thee.
That it may go what?
That it may go well with thee.
Who else?
And with thy children.
And with thy children. Because when you start to keep the law, statutes, and commandments of God, then you still start to trickle down into your children. Then your children know how to do well. Your children know how to do well, but your children are out of order. Guess why? Because the black man and the black woman are out of order. God said that His people are out of order. Therefore, this world is out of order. Look at our children today, running rapid and running wild. Like wild bulls in the net, like the scriptures talk about. Give me that in Isaiah 51 and verse 20. The book of Isaiah chapter 51 and verse 20. God talking about your sons and your daughters. Right? Read that.
Isaiah chapter 51 and verse 20. Thy sons have fainted. They lie at the heads of the streets.
Your sons and daughters are ones that are at the heads of the streets, acting the fool. Read that.
As a wild bull in a net.
God said that they are like wild bulls up in a net. Their children are black. The young black man and the black woman are white wild bulls in the net. All you got to do is turn on YouTube, you see it. All you got to do is turn on the news and you see it. They're shooting each other down every day. The young girls, you don't know if they doggone strippers or what. The young girls, they out here twerking harder than the grown women. Right? What's going on with the black community today? When things according to God. That's when you're going to start to do wellness of people. Go back to that Deuteronomy 4 and 40. Go back to the book of Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 40.
Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 40. Thou shalt keep therefore his statutes and his commandments, which I command thee this day, that it may go well with thee and with thy children after thee.
That's when it's going to start to go well with us, when we start to obey God and do what God says. When we stop trying to follow the ways of America and start to obey God and do what God said do. God said keep the law, statutes, and commandments, that they may go well with you and your children. But we don't want to train up our children in the way to go. We don't allow our children to watch YouTube. We're going to let these rappers and these entertainers train up our children. That's why our people are destroyed today. Give me Isaiah chapter 5 and verse 20. The book of Isaiah chapter 5 and verse 20. Right? That's what's wrong with our people. Our people think that's good to see the little young boy or the little young girl singing these rap songs, cursing up a storm up and down. Read that.
Isaiah chapter 5 and verse 20. Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil.
The Bible says, woe unto you that call evil good. Woe unto you that teach your children the opposite of things that God told us to teach our children. Woe unto you. Right? Woe unto those people that do that. That's why so many of our, that's what, look at our communities today. Look at our churches today. They destroyed today. Just like the grown-ups. Look at the young girls. The young girls, they learn from at home from their mamas. Right? They learning them same techniques from their mamas. Because no wonder the Bible said, hey, give me Ezekiel 16 and 44. The book of Ezekiel chapter 16 and verse 44. Read that. 16, read that.
The book of Ezekiel chapter 16 and verse 44. Behold, everyone that uses a proverb shall use this proverb against thee, saying, as is the mother, so is her daughter.
So is her daughter. Your daughter learn how to wear them skin-tight clothes. They learned that home from their mama. Right? Your daughter out here twerking and all that, trying to run with every little boy that they see. That's what they learned that at home from their mama. Right. They learning those things at home from their mama. When are people going to wake up and start to realize that, hey, it's all a trip, and God said, come up out of the ways of America and come back to these laws, statutes, and commandments.
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission. Minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road. Purple and gold. From Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are how men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.